Okay, 7 chords. These are 4-note chords that go all the way to the 7th degree of the scale, hence the name 7 chords. These are really cool. They start to get into some really interesting and expressive tonal characters, colors, if you will, kind of an emotional feel. And I'm just going to play them all for you, and we'll kind of talk about them, and then we're going to learn the intervals again that make up these chords, and then we're going to sing them. All right, so the first of the 5 different kinds of 7 chords is the major 7. So the major 7, it's kind of got that almost smooth Motown kind of. It's a really cool kind of R&B sound. It's used a lot in all kinds of music though, classical, rock, hip hop, all over the place. But it's just a really cool chord. Now, the next one is the dominant 7 chord. Now, that's kind of the funky sound. It's a little bit of a tense chord, but we're just so used to hearing it, and that's a very powerful chord. That is the game changer, if you will, of all the different kinds of chords that we work with in music. Hence it's called the dominant 7 chord. The next one is the minor 7. Now, the minor 7 still got that kind of sad, gloomy, if you will, sound, but it's not, I don't think it's, me personally, I don't find it to be as sad as a regular minor chord. It's got a little bit of a, I don't know, something extra on it that just kind of makes it almost more of a passing sound. To me, that's what I think of. It's not a placeholder, but it's headed somewhere else. It doesn't point to somewhere else, but it's going to go to a different chord, and you just kind of know it based on the sound. Now the next one is the half diminished chord, and that sounds like this. Now, that chord, it's got some of the tension of a diminished chord, but it's not completely. It's still got almost like I think of it as a nostalgic, kind of a bittersweet mixed emotion. It's not sad, it's not tense, almost reflective maybe. But I really like this chord. It's a really cool chord. And you'll hear it a lot, especially in film compositions. It's just got that certain kind of character to the sound where you're going to hear it. Now, the last one is the diminished 7. So that's got the really tense, again, that kind of horror movie vibe, the old campy horror movie kind of sound. That's just pure tension, and that chord does also, much like the dominant 7 chord does, point to another. It leads and wants to direct you to another chord. We'll get into that later. But so what degrees make up these chords? What are we going to sing when we practice them? So the major 7 is just a 1, 3, 5, and a 7. 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. So that's the major 7. The dominant 7 just has a flat 7. 1, 3, 5, flat 7, 5, 3, 1. 1, 3, 5, flat 7, 5, 3, 1. So that's just got a flat 7. The minor 7 has a flat 3 and a flat 7. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7, 5, flat 3, 1. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7, 5, flat 3, 1. Very cool. The half diminished 7 has a 1, flat 3, a flat 5, and a flat 7. 1, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7, flat 5, flat 3, 1. 1, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7, flat 5, flat 3, 1. Now the diminished 7 chord, this one gets a little bit weird, but just bear with me. It's not a big deal. It's just the way we kind of have to name this chord because of the way the notes fall. This has a double flat. All that is, it's a double flat 7. It just means we drop, instead of dropping a half step, we're going to drop 2 half steps. And that's going to be a 1, flat 3, flat 5, flat double flat 7, flat 5, flat 3, 1. 1, flat 3, flat 5, double flat 7, flat 5, flat 3, 1. Little crazy, but not too bad. And hey, we're done. That's all 5 kinds of 7 chords. And that's all the chords we're going to cover for right now. All right? That's going to get you through basically all music short of really, really complicated progressive rock, maybe a little bit of R&B stuff, and jazz, of course. But, you know, jazz is a whole nother entity. If people who love it, I mean, jazz is the most amazing art form of music there is. It's the most complicated and difficult to understand, difficult to play. And the people who can play jazz and play it well and improvise are the greatest musicians who have ever lived, flat out. They are the most talented, and anyone who plays jazz and can pull it off deserves massive amounts of respect. So whether you like it or not, whether it's your thing, you have to give jazz musicians props. It's just the way it is. All right, so let's get to practicing our chords. We're going to sing them in all 12 keys again, all through your range, and I will see you at the next lecture. Thanks a lot.